Hello, Matt.
Hello, dear Forrest. How are you, my friend?
I am Dandinus, a little dandelion that's just sat there in a little green grass, waiting to be plucked, my friend.
Just fluttering away.
Sat there in the morning breeze, just awaiting to be picked by a
That's
little
visceral.
child.
That is a visceral.
Thank you. How are you? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm alright. I mean, to be honest, I started my Monday with fighting a little bit of a cold. I worked for you, didn't I? On Wednesday, I did a job for you, and then I was like, I send you a text on Monday afternoon going, I'm feeling unwell. I don't know what's about to happen, and I managed to fight it. I literally punched it in the dick, and I went, no, I'm not gonna get ill. And then I was fine. Yeah, so I'm good.
Lovely. Punch that golden in it. All good. And but I can't leave our wonderful guest out this week for our brand new monthly Roundup podcast. We have got the wonderful Lee, who is back from Lights Camera Rant. How are you, Lee?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we traveling? I'm so happy to be here, and thank you for inviting me back. And thank you for the shout out on your last episode. That brought a tear to my eye.
Oh, we love you, man. It's so good to have you back. Obviously, those episodes we did with Deadpool were amazing, and obviously this is the perfect episode to bring you on as well, because you've been kind of posted, in your Instagram stories, you post news, you get all the news out, and this is our first ever news episode on Don't Be a Hero podcast. So it's a perfectly wonderful opportunity to bring you back.
Thank you. And I love those Deadpool episodes. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, I actually went back and listened to two of them, and I was like, I can't wait till we do the third. Even though it's so far away, I can't wait to complete that.
Yeah, and there's some... I haven't actually got any... There's no Deadpool 3 news as of this month, but there are certainly rumours that are swirling in regards to...
Yes, there are.
So I'm looking forward to you sprouting the news to us, Lee, and letting us know what's on the horizon.
More happy to, gentlemen.
So yeah, we let's tackle the elephant in the room straight away.
Oh my god, elephant. It's more like a massive titan, in the way.
Huge thing. Me and Matt woke up. Lee, it's night time where you are. So over the course of your day, we have had some breaking news in regards to Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang. He has been arrested for assault charges in the States. It is so fresh that there is barely any, kind of solid news out there. I don't think there's been any real statement from the police. No
as yet. And as soon as I saw the post, I'm like, that's not a DC. That's usually read this as a Flash. I'm like, no, this is Marvel. This is a Marvel actor that's been arrested.
Yeah. Absolute kind of mayhem, really. Like I say, not a lot of details have emerged yet, so we're kind of waiting to hear a lot more. But I think for us as podcasters that are looking into Marvel, our kind of focus is really obviously what will be the reaction in terms of Marvel, Kevin Feige, he might be released and this is completely untrue, and the police state that within a matter of a week or a couple of weeks. I have a feeling that it will be a long story and various news will keep emerging. But either way, for Marvel, this is an absolute headache.
Yeah, it's really fresh, isn't it? So I've no doubt it's going to develop as it goes through in the days, and obviously this will get uploaded on Wednesday. So maybe by the time this is uploaded, we would know a little bit more about the story. But in terms of what we can see in terms of the reports, I think it's something that Marvel are just going to have to find a plan B potentially here. I don't know, and mate, just to think, to be K-Dog right now, to be Kevin Feige and go, oh shit, Like,
Yeah.
what do I do at this point? Because what do you do? Because it's just a simple recast, and we just have to suspend our disbelief, or is it cancelling a whole arc and rejigging all, phase 5, 6, 7, whatever it is?
Yeah, that's the thing, and like you could. The thing is, you could almost get away with a recasting because it's another Kang variant. They
Yeah.
could play that, but I imagine this happening to Josh Brolin, just after Guardians of the Galaxy.
God, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the danger is that if he is guilty, or not even if he is guilty, but this story just goes on, and they just can't use him, then I think the difficulty is if you just merely make it another variant and you keep alive his variant. What kind of message is that saying from Marvel? That for me isn't a very kind of definite position on it, right? For me, they kind of have to, especially because of what we know with DC, and we know what happened with oh my god, what is the Flash? And we know, what all of that kicked off. A really quick response that is fair and just has to be made, but as we say, it's so derivative, important for the next few phases, and we know that slate of films, we know it's leading to the Kang dynasty. But if you simply change that character, I think they're going to have to do. Really, they're gonna have to do refilming of the new series of Loki. How are they gonna get by with the last Ant-Man film? So it's really difficult. The only saving grace they have given themselves, which kind of relates. I think I've got there's some news I was gonna bring to the table that kind of looks into it. Is that Marvel have kind of spaced out this phase a lot bigger than they thought they were going to. So their saving graces they've given themselves naturally, not anything to do with this obviously, but because there was too much all at once, they realised they needed to look at quality over quantity again. So they're saving graces that they've given themselves the time to perhaps go back and go, shit, okay, we're going to have to make some fundamental changes.
I mean, naturally that's going to lead us into the next kind of topic that we'll talk about, but sticking with Jonathan Majors at the moment, I think the only way that I can compare this to is how DC treated Ezra Miller with Flash and delaying Flash and letting all of that kind of stuff that he went through kind of quieten down. They delayed the movie. He did a lot of kind of social media sort of repentance in a way. Social media, do you know what I mean? And they kind of swept it under the rug. And I want to point out here, because obviously we're talking about a really serious matter, right? But Hollywood are really good at doing that. Do you know what I mean? In terms of sweeping stuff under the rug, any kind of wrongdoings that celebrities and any artists, actors, wherever it might be, they're doing, any wrongdoings that they're doing, they sweep that under the rug quite well. If you are a properly well known or kind of protected entity. It's either literally they go, time heals everything, they kind of just go, this is really bad, we'll deal with it, and they wait 6 months, they delay the movie by about a year to 18 months where it might be, and then all of a sudden they come back, and we've seen it with Ezra Miller, we've got the Flash movie coming out. Yes, you can argue there's been a tarnish on that movie with what's happened politically, but is that what's going to happen now with Marvel?
Well, the thing is, all we know it's assault charges. That's at a stage. I think all it says is assault charges. We've got to remember, if they can sweep Isla Miller, who strangled Hawaiians, kidnapped people, a cult, or something like that, I'm sure they can sweep assault charges. No, they shouldn't sweep it on the rug. It's not a right thing to do, but you know what I mean in that term. Because the terrible thing is, for this to happen, he's just come off having the biggest blockbuster month of any actor has had in months. He broke the record of a single leading actor at the top of the box office for how many weeks because of Creed 3.
Yeah.
I think I suppose the difference being with Ezra Miller is that because he's no longer part of that anymore, is he? They've already kind of dealing with, as far as I'm aware, he's not going to be doing any follow-up films.
No.
They've shunned him. They've just absolutely sold the film, which is I think that's wrong anyway, because essentially that you shouldn't be giving him any airtime. No, not to release a brand new thing. There's a whole argument about old historic stuff. I don't think that's relatable in the same way. But releasing something brand new when the person that is behind that film has done what they've done, it is a bit of a shocking decision. But the difference being with Jonathan is that obviously we know how much he's supposedly going to be in it from moving forward. Yeah. So any decision made, it's good because they can't make a decision about Ant-Man. Ant-Man got released, it's done. So they have got it's a little bit. Not easier is the word, because they should have just not released the Flash film, but it's straightforward for them to be able to go, right, that's it. If they need to, if that time came, we'll cut it. And like you say, it might require delay in films. Like, we don't know. We know he doesn't appear. We assume he doesn't appear in the bulk of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. However, I would assume he probably features. He might feature in a mid or end credit scene, maybe. But then again, I think he's going to be more in Loki than he is worried about in Guardians.
I think because Guardians of the Galaxy is meant to really wrap up that trilogy. I was really not expecting to see Kang in that. Because I'm sure the after credit scene, where that's going to be whoever the team is left over and what they're going to be going on to. But you're right. So you're right in the sense they can always cut Jonathan Majors right now because there isn't a major. This isn't. He's got assault charges and secret. Kang Dynasty is releasing in 4 months.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's a really difficult situation to be in. But look at James Gunn. He got fired and came back.
Yeah. I think Marvel have got to be really, really careful, I think, with what they do next here, because I mean, Jonathan Majors is part of their long-term strategy. It's part of their long-term plan. If this becomes a real issue, and if they don't diligently work around kind of making that, make their choices quickly, they're going to either be seen as an organization that are just trying to kind of let time kind of go, okay, well, we'll just let this blow over for a bit so we can carry on with our plans. Or are they going to be, go, no, we can't stand for that. You're part of our organization, you're part of this company, you're part of this family-friendly entity of Marvel. We can't have you, going, having that. So
assaulting people.
Literally, right? But I'm really interested to see how this will play out. Disney are an incredibly powerful company, and they've done many bad things, in their history. They've got a very checkered history. So I'd be interested to see how they deal with this. Are they going to prioritize their strategy for the MCU, or are they actually going to deal with this the way maybe it should do? I don't know.
I think the bonus we have is that because what is sad is that the most important thing for an entity like Disney is financial matters, right? They, sadly, and what is really wrong, they don't. These matters, domestic matters, they couldn't give a shit about. They're worried about finances, meeting targets, and what are they going to get if they release this film, right? I think what ultimately is they are aware, because of the amount of films that Kang will be appearing in, they cannot possibly risk a boycott that will last 3 phases. They cannot risk.
It will destroy it. It will destroy everything.
People won't be interested. This isn't just affecting one. I think if it affected one film, then sadly Disney would do what Disney would do, which is sweep it, or Hollywood, sweep it under the carpet. Bye. Let's chuck it out and we'll see what happens. The risk involved in continuously bringing Kang out, if this emerges to be true, and if charges are brought against Jonathan, the risks involved would outweigh any benefit there.
Too far. And to your point, actually, he's not meant to appear until Loki season 2, which I saw, or what I was going to mention today, I saw a post that might be in September this year for Loki. So if that's indeed the case, that could possibly be enough time for when he appears that people have kind of like forgotten it. Because that's 4 months ago. 4 months ahead. So potentially people might forget it. But you never know. As I said, with James Gunn, someone went back and found all those old tweets. If someone holds a grudge, someone makes a big enough fuss about it, they could boycott it. But what I'm hoping that Disney do is they don't pull the trigger like they did with James Gunn and go, "Yep, you're fired." I hope they see how things go before pulling that trigger.
I think there'll be enough news within the next couple of weeks. I don't think it won't be a long term. We're not going to wait months before a decision. Ultimately, police are going to know pretty quickly what the fuck's gone on with an incident like that. Especially if the information around it does come to be true. It's fairly categoric, like whether it happened, didn't happen. So ultimately, I think we're gonna, you'll know reasonably soon.
Well, that's right. And you got to remember, this story could also be completely blown out because people know how important he is moving forward. So, it could be like 10% of the actual truth and 70% fully crap.
Yeah.
But the cops have been called for something. So, you never know. But
we'll have to see.
Obviously, don't support assaulting. But it would be a grave thing if they do have to recast him, because if Ant-Man Quantumania shows anything, he's going to freaking nail it.
Yeah.
He's going to nail everything moving forward.
Yeah. It's there was everything going for him. He had all the momentum here. So for all of that to go for him, and again, if it is true for him to have done this, what a massive fuck up. There's no other way from his point of view, and he's, and to be honest, he shouldn't be, he shouldn't be Kang. That's my, if it turns out to be true, there's no way he should ever be Kang, and he shouldn't be on a screen ever again.
Nah.
But yeah, we will have to wait and see. That story is developing. So yes. All right. Shall we move on?
We should move on. But I think whilst we're in this kind of lower energy, let's go to the Victoria Alonso news just to get that out of the way. I mean, so we can finally get to the good. You can get to the good stuff. Get to the bright side of this. This is going to be such a heavy-handed podcast for the first.
Yes, it is.
What a first episode, news episode for us. Like,
you're like, oh my god, what films have been announced? Who's doing what? No, who's getting fired?
Assault.
And who's potentially,
like the Marvel Empire is falling in front of us right now.
So Matt, Lee, what do you know about Victoria Alonso? What can you tell us?
Oh no, I'll let Matt go. Oh yeah.
So we've got Victoria Alonso, who is, I think, one of the executive VT. Is it what, visual VTP, something like that?
Something like that.
Production executives.
President of Physical, Post-Production, VFX and Animation.
There you go. So she, earlier this week, news broke out that she got let go. Now, she was the figurehead, let's say, of all of the visual effects that was currently going out in Phase 4. She was the one that was kind of in control of pushing all of the content and all of the TV series out. And then in terms of those visual effects artists saying that this was not finished, and we were told to put this out. That's on her head, and news also broke out later this week as well that actually she might have got fired as well. So
yes, so Oh, sorry, Lee, you go, mate.
Oh no, it's all right. you don't. It's a hard thing because she was with the company for 12 years. It's like she's been there before Iron Man started.
Yeah, she's been there
So
wrong.
yeah, she's been there for so long. And if you look at it now, pretty much all those Disney Plus specials about like behind the scenes, she's like the second or third person talking in nearly all of them. So yeah, it's hard thing. It's like, yeah, did she get fired because of all of what was seen?
So I've got a little bit more information here, actually, lads. So potentially, so what was reported by, so the Hollywood Reporter, there was a report that indicated that Victoria was actually fired by Disney Studios for producing a film called Argentina 1985. Now, Argentina 1985 is a historical drama, and it was backed by Amazon Studios. So she breached her contract making a film for Amazon, and that's the belief as to why she was sacked. But then Disney came back to respond that they were saddened by the news that she shared that narrative, because it was an indisputable breach of contract and a direct violation of company policy. So it feels like from a fan base POV, we're and I'm sure there is still layers of truth that we all know that animation the effects have dwindled quite a lot over the years, and
Really?
Yeah.
so, really, are you true?
It's Thor: Love and Thunder with the floating head of that kid. That's the one
Axel.
that really was the kicker. Yeah, Axel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, how could you ever allow that? Ever.
And the worst thing is they fixed that when the digital release on Disney Plus. So they knew something was wrong with it.
It's that one, and it's also the guy that turns into the Hulk as well.
Oh,
In
Todd?
She-Hulk. Yeah, Todd. That's it. Todd when
Yeah.
he goes, he hulks out, and it's just like, oh, that looks like it's come from the 80s, like literally.
I know. And then you look back at Incredible Hulk, and you're like, it's terrible.
Yeah, really, really bad. But yeah, so I wonder whether it, half of one, half of the other, where she probably did breach contract, did an Amazon film, and Disney went, well, let's be honest, she's not done a great fucking job recently, so let's use that in our power to fire her, and then we can go, oh yeah, you breached contract, but actually we've saved ourselves from agony.
I think a lot of this has come in response to, obviously, the fan feedback in terms of going, look, Phase 4, there's a lot wrong with the visual effects. I think there, obviously, you can see we're lengthening out the timeline, we're lengthening out the kind of the output in terms of what we're getting in TV series. So they are responding to it. And it was reported as well that she was kind of, the main culprit as well. Apparently she was very headstrong with getting things out on time and not really caring that much about quality, but it was about that quantity. And again, that's what me and Forrest have been talking to Lee about that for a while in terms of like the quality and quantity of the MCU. It has diminished. You can't argue that. The proof is in the pudding, right? So hopefully, what I'm hoping is that things will get better now. In terms of the actual quality of the products.
Well, do you think the fact that if we didn't have COVID, if we didn't have a major lockdown, do you think the quality would have been exactly the same, diminished, or do you think it would be on the same bar? This is the argument I always make with people. Like, did COVID F up more because they pretty much everything just became jammed?
Yeah,
they were just jammed all this together because remember, Black Widow got pushed back a whole year.
Yeah,
WandaVision and Captain Falcon that got switched around, delayed as well. Doctor Strange got delayed by 4 months.
But then actually, I think the other side though, Lee, is that if it wasn't for COVID, all of those films, all of those programs, all those films would have happened when on the time. So actually, you could make the argument that it would have been worse because actually they would have gone out all much earlier, and by now would have had about 6, 7 other films, 7 other TV series.
True. Yeah. 100%.
So actually, without COVID intervening and going, let's slow this process down, we might already be on the Kang dynasty by next year.
That's true.
That's true.
Oh, don't say that. That would be great. Well,
but it'll be like Kang Dynasty in 8-bit. Like it would just be.
We've spent 5 minutes on animation.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah. Literally.
But you're right. It's just everything now with all the rumors. Everything will be pushed back. So Kang Dynasty is now even further away.
Yeah. God, what I mean. So the stuff with Victoria Alonso, the stuff that's going on with Jonathan Majors, like honestly, if you're talking about these phases and these timelines, it is unequivocally up in the air right now. Everything is up in the air. DC must be, James Gunn must be rubbing his hands, mate. He must be going, oh my God.
Yeah. But and even more so because the next film is Guardians, and Guardians, fingers crossed, is untouched by any of this. Because, it's already cooked, already ready to go. No Jonathan Majors as far as we'd work out. It wouldn't make any sense. So, that is... But could that have a delay? Could they delay if they know that everything after that is going to be delayed and there's going to be issues? They might go, well, actually, do we want a film coming out so soon and then nothing else, or do we want to just generally push everything back?
Well, remember we were meant to get Guardians of the Galaxies in May, and then we were meant to get in July Miss Marvels.
Yes,
that got pushed back till November.
Yeah.
Which even then I was very surprised that we got Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel so quick in the first 6 months of the year. I was even thought that was weird. I was like, usually one at the start, one in the middle, one in the end. But you're right, and I'm hoping because this is James Gunn's baby, it will be Schmidt. That will be fully done.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, looking at it, Disney could go because, got Marvel's decisions and then Disney because, so Guardians, is it early June or is it in May, Guardians?
May the 5th.
May the 4th. And obviously, and I think in that same month for Disney, they've also got The Little Mermaid. Not that they're the same audiences at all, but you've got a family film. And then you've got, parents who might not go and see Guardians because they've just paid for their little ones to go and see Little Mermaid. So Disney
25th.
Could... 25th. So, not that big. So Disney could make the decision to go, well, actually, moving Guardians for us wouldn't be a bad idea because we can just go hell for leather on marketing the hell out of... even though, like I say, it's not the same audience, it's not the same demographic, but equally, people haven't got a lot of money. People aren't going to see films like they used to. So if they are taking their kids to see Little Mermaid, are they then going to go, well, we'll pay for Guardians, or are they going to go, we'll do that, and I'll watch Guardians in 6 months once it's on Disney Plus anyway?
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Just wait a few months. It comes around to Disney Plus.
It comes right, and I'll stream the hell out of that bad boy. So I'll be interested, really interested by that.
Yeah, it's terrible because I think with DC, when you hear any news about it, you're like, yeah, okay, that's just put on the pile of crap of everything else they're going through. It's just shocking. It's more Marvel.
Yeah,
and Kevin Feige still being at the helm, like I'm sure he can't be happy with all of this because pretty much all the release dates we got last year with Comic-Con have all been moved, and they've still got. I saw a report: Shang-Chi 2, Doctor Strange 2, Doctor Strange 3 is meant to also get announced, and Internals.
Yeah,
and where the hell are they going to fit?
Yeah. I do. I mean, I'm gonna go into skeptical kind of view here, but like, do you think
Ooh.
if all of this goes down into the Jonathan Majors, and there's more news to break out as well, apparently I've just read it. I just quickly read an article on Victoria Alonso. Like, apparently there was like breaches of contract and all that kind of stuff, and she's saying that the media aren't sharing her side of the story, and she's going to be telling her side of the story at some point on a forum.
That'll be a book,
right? Like, yeah. So like, I think and you know, you can't deny that as well. Like, she's got some power as well in the film industry. So with all of this coming out, and if it all goes down and it all goes sideways really quickly, are we just going to get a reboot? Are we going to see Kevin Feige go, thank you, okay, I did what I did, I tried, it didn't work, bye, here's my friend, I don't know, another director, generic director,
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder. Yeah, we'll get a Snyder MCU verse of some sort.
Snyderverse.
Or what will happen? What will happen?
But is this encouraging more the chance that Kevin and James sit down and go, fuck this, let's just bring every single thing together. DC,
Secret Wars.
Let's create a fucking huge Secret Wars, just go wild. Let's put them all together in a little mixing pot and just give it a go.
Yeah. It'll be fine. And we still won't use Cyborg because the actor doesn't like DC.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the hope that if this does come out and things do get delays and everything, I feel with Kevin Feige, because from everything he speaks of, he's a fan just like us.
Yeah.
And I feel like he will see the end of Secret Wars. I feel like after Secret Wars, he might seek his retirement after. But I feel like he will want to see this. Like, he will do whatever he can to try and stabilize everything and reassure everybody. Because at the end of the day, he's a fan just like us. He was there 100%. With Blade.
Yeah. And that was ages ago.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, you're right. He's been there even before when the actual kind of MCU universe was established. Yeah, he was way there as a producer beforehand. And and I think as a testament to the quality of stuff that we've got throughout, our MCU kind of history. But it's because of these things that are happening that are beyond his control. Not to say that he hasn't been able to fend off other things like this that have happened. Qualms, stuff. There was news reports as well this month again about Brie Larson being a pain in the arse in the Marvel movies. Like, so stuff like that. And again, he deals with a lot. I can't not say that he's not going to deal with this. He probably will be able to deal with this astutely as he probably has been historically, but I'm hoping it won't destroy things, because it's very, let's be honest, MCU is protected by the Disney but also its fans.
That's right. And I did see about Brie Larson as well. I just, every time I see something, I'm like, shut up, just shut up. Why do you think now that there's 3 main characters for your sequel film? Think about that.
I'm really interested by it because and again, what's really difficult to tell is that there's historical now kind of like evidence in articles about Brie Larson being difficult, but it's like being like to what extent? Because they're at the end of the day, and this is the other thing. So with me and Forrest being in the theatre industry, when you work with difficult actors, they come across all the time. Like, it's you see that, and you're not always going to find the best scene partner, and you have to deal with that. But ultimately, because it's being put on a massive platform, Brie Larson sometimes can maybe be vilified to maybe an unfair kind of vision. I don't know. Who knows?
True. It could just be small stuff. Like, do you see with the slightly off Marvel, but like Jenny Ortega, apparently the writers have said that she was difficult to work with because she said that she didn't like some of the lines they wrote, and she wanted to change them.
Yeah.
So is that being difficult, or is that you just embodying the character? Actually, you guys are the best people to
it's a really difficult thing. So I'm doing a lot more directing at the moment than I am acting. So currently directing production, and when you work with actors where that go, oh, actually, I don't want to say this line, or actually, I don't want to go and stand there. I want to move over here instead. I'm thinking about this. That, for me, as a director, is really welcomed because that shows to me that they're creatively thinking about what's suited to their character's vision, and we're all part of the same story. We're all conduit to a writer's vision and all that kind of stuff. So that having a creative hub like that, for me, in a rehearsal room, is really useful. But when you're time restricted on a film set and you've got a director and you're like, no, it has to be this line. No, you have to hit that mark. It's a very different world. So I can see why people find it difficult, to be fair.
Also, but that is really awesome that you're doing that, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
That you're directing, like, that's so cool.
Forrest is in a show at the moment, aren't you, mate?
Oh, yeah, I'm acting at the moment, mate, in a show.
Dude, that's awesome.
Sold out show, mate. Yeah, living the dream. Living the dream, Lee. That's what we're doing, mate. We're living the dream. But
hey, you're still the only actors I've had on Lights Camera Rant.
Oh, mate. But do you know what? Living the dream.
And directors.
Hey! Living the dream doesn't exist until we're in the same podcast as you, Lee, mate. That's the real living. Seeing your face.
That's the real dream.
Is my dream, mate.
100%.
Not in a weird way. But it is. Oh. Should we have some good news? Have we got? Has anyone got any good news?
Let's have
switch
it up.
Lovely bloody news, please. Number one, I thought so. Lee, I actually saw this from you. Was Lady Gaga's pictures from Joker 2.
Ooh,
yes,
emerged as Harley Quinn. I quite like the photos and very apt for what we saw in the first Joker. It feels like they haven't gone too wacky or weird with the style.
No, and I don't know why I was half expecting us not to see her outfit at all until the movie. I thought they might keep that a little bit under wraps, but no, it's on full frontal display, and it looks great. And to actually, on top of that, I saw on Twitter someone posted another set photo where they've got these signs and they say Harvey Dent on them, like riot signs. So Harvey Dent will be in the movie as well.
Amazing.
Oh, brilliant. I can't wait. I mean, it's such a brilliant take, isn't it? On a classic villain, and now classic villains. It's such a brilliant piece of cinematography and narrative telling as well. From the first one, it was just, Joaquin Phoenix just knocking it out of the park. Everything he does, it's so annoying. He knocks it out of the park. And then when you see this image of Lady Gaga, and props to Lady Gaga as well, she knows how to do her stuff as well. And you can tell that she's fully in it, and that I'm looking at it now. So she's got like a red coat on, it's kind of buttoned up. She's got like almost like a chessboard checkered sort of blouse, like a corset actually looks like. And she's got like blonde dyed hair. Mate, her makeup looks amazing as well. Like it suits the part, and it suits the aesthetic of what the Joker movie is.
Matt, I love Matt describing it like he's on like a morning daytime show, and he's talking about fashion. And here comes Susan. She's wearing a little yellow number today. It's a real teasing me. What a lovely corset Susan is wearing.
She's wearing a courgette on her head. No, Forrest, I realised that we were on a listening platform, and I thought I'd describe it out for us. What is this now?
Oh, lovely.
Oh, shit.
But am I right in thinking there's music in Joker 2, though?
Yes.
It's a musical.
Apparently it's meant to be a musical. And I'm like, that's the part that I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, I think we need to take that with a pinch of salt. I think I got a feeling that there'll be kind of like dream-esque, dreamscaped kind of musical interludes that might work around the madness that is Harley Quinn and Joker. I think it actually being a solid musical, I can't see that.
I can't imagine Phoenix would have signed up for that either.
No.
He totally wouldn't have signed up for a full musical sequel for that first film. Makes no sense.
And do you still think it's weird that he was almost Doctor Strange?
Oh,
Did you guys know that?
Yes! Jesus, that was a while. Yeah, that news report was a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. That he was the second runner-up if they couldn't get Benedict.
Yeah.
Because he was shooting Sherlock Holmes at the time.
Oh, wow. I didn't even
crazy.
know that. Didn't even know that.
Yeah, so he was the second choice. And when I was watching Joker, I'm like, nah.
He's way too edgy for that.
Yeah. But would you... This is a good question about the Joker. When you finished watching the Joker, were you like, I want a sequel? Or were you like, I'm happy with one?
I was totally happy with one, mate. I'll be quite honest.
Yeah.
As a standalone movie, I think it works really, really well. And I think in terms of the way that it finished with the carnage, you're like, yeah, that's what Joker does. There he is. He's there.
Yeah.
We've got so many stories of the Joker. We've got so many continuations of the story of Joker as well. I think as a standalone movie, it works really well. Not to say that I'm not excited about the second one. I absolutely am. But I think I would have been satisfied with just one.
No, I wouldn't have been satisfied with just one, mate. It's too good. It was awesome. It was so
greedy.
I know. I'm just look at me. Look, morbidly obese in nature and morbidly obese physically, and that is.
You want more Morbius?
All the Morbius and Eternals. Give me all the shit as well.
No.
No, but no, it's I don't know. For me, if we just got one film of the Joker, I feel like you'd be wasting Phoenix's talent. Like it's like Heath Ledger as the Joker, right? If we'd have just had one Dark Knight film, and you know what happened to Heath, I think we'd be devastated, right? That we didn't have more. So yeah.
That is one that has to be Hollywood comic book movies' biggest what ifs. The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, big time.
Biggest what ifs.
Yeah. Just to have more of that would have been amazing. But sorry guys, sorry to do this. Can you hear scratching in the background? Can you hear my cat scratching at the door?
I just heard a thump.
Slightly, yeah.
So I apologise because I think this is going to be in the edit and I can't do anything about it. But
that's all right.
Peggy is scratching, banging at the door.
Oh, bring her in.
No,
I want to see her.
We're trying.
I mean, I've got Thea over here. Look, Thea's about to give. She's about to give me some crisps. I'm about to open. So now I'm going to get some ASMR crisp opening.
Oh, hello. Oh.
There you go. Oh.
I kind of wanted you to eat one, so we can.
No, I don't want it. They're like little Wotsits. They're like little Cheetos. No, I don't want those.
Any more news, lads?
There's loads.
Yeah.
Should we talk about kind of rumours and stuff? We got any rumours that are kind of flying around in the ether?
Do you know, Lee? Have you heard about the latest Agatha Coven of Chaos rumour?
No. Please indulge.
If I say Sacha Baron Cohen.
I do know about that, but I thought that was separate.
So, apparently not. Potentially, who Sacha is playing. So, who do you believe Sacha's playing?
Mephisto. Just to end those rumors, and those stupid comments going, it's Mephisto. I'm like,
so apparently, so Jeff Snyder claimed on the Hot Mic podcast that a Marvel Studios special presentation centered around Mephisto is shooting right now.
Yes.
Now,
I saw that rumor, which I was mentioning before about the new release dates that might be coming at the end of this year, just like what they did with what was the wolf one? What was the wolf by daylight?
Wolf by what? Werewolf by night.
Yes, yeah. I was thinking about the video game, but that's meant to come out at the same time as that did.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I think we've got. I don't know. For me, the thought of Sacha Baron Cohen being in the MCU makes me nervous.
Oh, Borat.
It makes me really nervous. But I don't know. Has he? I don't know. I haven't seen enough of his range, and I think there is more to him.
I think he can be up there with how Doctor Strange. Oh shit! I think it's going to be very similar. You know the latest Doctor Strange film. Who does he play when he's like the enemy version of? Oh fuck! He has the ridiculous music fight, doesn't he? With this like enemy.
Yeah. It was
what's
Evil
his face?
Strange.
Evil Strange. Is that? Yeah, does he have a name?
No.
More of a name? Or
No.
Evil Strange.
No.
So Evil Strange, right?
Yeah.
I think that how Benedict portrayed that will be very similar with how Sacha Baron Cohen can portray a darker, character.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be very. I think the acting style, the look will be quite similar. All of that.
It's Peggy weighing in. I can hear Peggy.
Peggy's going absolutely mental. But I promise Sophie,
It's Mephisto all along.
I can't allow her in this room. She's Agatha. Yeah. Agatha's outside. Let me in.
Oh, when I was listening to your episode and you talk about that song, I had to listen to it again on Spotify. I'm like, this was such a surprise tune. And the terrible thing about it, it was actually really good.
Yeah, it was like awesome. It was if the music in Joker 2 can be like that.
100%. 100%. In terms of like Agatha, in terms of Coven of Chaos, I cannot wait to see what will come from it. I think is it Catherine Hahn, isn't it? I think she's fantastic. Yeah. She's so good. Mate. Yeah, bring it on. Bring that on. Hopefully, it won't be delayed too much.
No, and then we change the name again.
Yes. Yeah. What was it? What is it? Is it What is it now? Is it? It's Coven of Chaos.
Coven of Chaos. Yes, it was. It was Harkness. I feel like it was Harkness something.
Yeah, you're right. It was.
Where are you? Yeah, Coven of Chaos.
Harkness.
Oh, yeah, it was something Harkness.
It was something Harkness.
Where got first going? Oh, House of Harkness.
House of Harkness. Yeah.
And it was renamed later on.
Yeah.
But yes, so about 2024. That's apparently meant to. Well. Whenever it comes out.
Yeah, at this rate, it'll be 2028. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've got some rumors. I say rumors. It's actually pretty much confirmed. So what is coming very, very soon, and it is confirmed that we've got Secret Invasion coming on Disney Plus. Now, Charlene Woodward, according to Charlene Woodward on her social media platforms, has confirmed that she is going to be playing Nick Fury's wife, Priscilla, in Secret Invasion. That's pretty cool. So we're actually see Nick Fury's wife. Yeah.
Where have you been for the past 15 years?
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Wow.
Where have you been? Or like, how about the fact your husband went to the moon?
Off planet for ages.
Where was the scene where she was ringing him up, going, Nick, I really need to know what you want for dinner. All right, I've only bought sausages in, so you can either have toad in the hole, Nick. No, where was that conversation?
Literally,
exactly right. I invited my parents over one night, and you go to the moon, and you disappear for 5 years.
Maybe it's a new wife. We're thinking it's a historical wife. It could be, it could just have been hitched.
Yeah. It could be a flashback. It could be a flashback.
Yeah, it could be.
That's right. Yeah. She was a Skrull the whole time.
Maybe she was. Oh my god.
maybe it's Skrull Nick, the Skrull Nick, his wife. Maybe it's not Nick's wife. It's Skrull Nick's wife.
Not Nick's wife. It's actually Skrull Nick's wife.
I mean, MCU is so confusing at the moment. Like you got Skrull, Nick Fury, all these Skrull. You got a Vision. You got not the right Vision, but that's the white Vision. You got like, I mean, there's all this kind of thing. Imagine if you were just coming into an MCU and just watching like the middle of Phase 4, and going, what is all this?
What is going on? Who is Shang-Chi? Why wasn't he in the Avengers?
So I got another one. I got another rumor. I have to talk about this one because he is a legend. Everybody know who James Spader is?
Yeah.
Bloody
Yes,
Ultron,
I saw
right?
this rumor too.
There is a rumor that he is going to reprise his role as the voice of Ultron in Marvel Studios' Armor Wars.
I saw that and I thought, yes, I am so down for that. Interesting enough, this would be the first time he'll be voicing the character because he didn't voice him in What If or the what was it? The Marvel Cruise.
Oh yes, yeah, that's it. So it'll be his first time since Ultron.
Who voiced Ultron in What If then?
Somebody else.
It was somebody else, but James Spader in return. Like the voice was very close, but it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Speaking of What If, I think we've got an expected season 2 release in mid 2024. I think.
Oh damn! I was really hoping it was this year. What If was? I can't wait till you guys get to What If.
I've never seen it, Lee,
So
mate.
good.
I'm purposely avoiding watching it because I want to come into it fresh for the podcast. That's my commitment to the podcast. There is be on measure, mate.
You haven't seen Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier, have you?
No, so I'm going to embark on that this week.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I look forward to. There's one episode, actually 2 episodes. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about that. It's about because you've seen it, haven't you, Matt?
Yeah, I've seen it once through. So I mean, I'm currently rewatching it now, and I'm on episode 2.
I think it's episode could be 3 or 4 with the scene in the street when he's got the shield and he catches up with it. Yeah,
yes.
That's one scene that I can't wait for you guys to talk about that.
Yeah, it'll be good. I think there's lots to unpack with it. I think John Walker. I think for me, I can't. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm going to talk about it next week. Yeah. But like, there's things about John Walker that irk me, but I also equally love. Like, it's amazing. Yeah.
Which we're going to get him soon. They've started shooting apparently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thunderbolts.
But yeah, another rumor I saw in the whole vein of that is Echo is meant to be the last show apparently for this year.
Oh really? Okay. Oh, that's interesting choice. Okay.
Because She-Hulk was a little bit longer than every other show that we got last year, and then we had the Wolf by Night, and then we had the Guardians of the Galaxy special. So I think it's going to be Secret Invasion, Loki, Echo, the Mephisto special.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I'm surprised you mentioned She-Hulk. I'm very surprised we've heard as far as I'm aware, there's no news, very little rumours as to where that is all going next. Obviously, we meet Scar. It's Scar, isn't it, the son? Scar?
Yeah.
We meet his son. Obviously, we're introduced
terrible
to
haircut.
She-Hulk. Terrible haircut.
Unbelievable.
And we've got no solid information as to where that's going. Which I'm not entirely surprised. I'm sure the reception to She-Hulk may have made a couple of execs go, maybe we need to rethink where we're headed with this.
No,
but yeah,
I was expecting probably the next time we would see her was Daredevil.
Yeah, I think we'll get a cameo. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe that really killed it. Maybe it did. Who knows? It has been really, really quiet. Like, I've heard no news in terms of what She-Hulk's going to be happening in terms of threading through to the other TV series or movies. If there's a series 2, nothing.
No, I haven't seen it. Look, I didn't hate her character. Like I would definitely enjoy seeing
No,
her go up against like a whole team. It's really like a team with Shang-Chi or meeting up
100%.
everybody, like having a younger Hulk now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mark Ruffalo is like at that tipping point where I'm nearly out.
He's kind of he's halfway at the door, isn't he? As I think
Yeah,
even more so post the reaction of She-Hulk TV series, like even more
yeah.
so. Yeah, I think you're right. Tatiana Maslany is a really good casting for She-Hulk. It's not. That's undeniable. I think it's just in terms of execution of that TV series, but then equally, what can they do when something was panned so pretty much universally? Let's say.
Everyone loved the final. I didn't hear one bad comment about the final. People loved that it went so left field.
Yeah.
Uh, and didn't do the typical Marvel ending.
Yeah.
Tim Roth, have you seen Have you seen what Tim Roth's come out and said?
No.
No,
Tim
gay.
Roth has said no, he's not. Well, it might be. Who knows? That's not what he's announced. But Tim Roth has come out and said that what he would love for Abomination to next show up in the next Deadpool film.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yo,
I'd like that.
Yes. Yeah, and I feel like now we've got that comedy edge to the Abomination and Tim Roth, that character. I feel like that is a plausible next destination.
Yes,
For that character.
I would love to see that, and I could see that happening, which actually leads to: have you seen the latest rumors about Deadpool 3?
Oh, hit me up, Lee.
That's perfect. Wow, what a segue. Because you're a Deadpool guy. You're a Deadpool guy.
Here he is.
Well, the rumor I was seeing is that Loki might be appearing in Deadpool 3 with the TVA.
What?
Because not only will the rumor is that not only is Deadpool jumping to different timelines, he is the reason why the the Fox universe gets erased or gets destroyed. He's the actual reason why.
Oh.
So it would be Loki, because apparently Owen Wilson and the Miss Minutes, they're meant to be reprising their roles to go chase after Deadpool.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, the newest one is Loki will also be amongst them.
Wow. That would be... I mean, it would make complete sense, and I think even Matt in previous podcasts has stated, like when we were looking at, it might even be our Deadpool, where we were looking at the characters that we think would plausibly be in Deadpool 3, and the characters that lend themselves more to comedy or a bit mischievous, and obviously Loki absolutely, Abomination absolutely. Yeah. You could say She-Hulk would be a perfect fit actually if that
I'd love to see that. That would be perfect.
Cool. She-Hulk would work brilliantly because actually that would give Deadpool a little bit of a potential romance. He could piss off Daredevil with that.
Actually really funny. Could you imagine? You see, like She-Hulk, she talks to the camera, and then Deadpool's like, "Wait, who are you talking to?"
Who are you talking to?
Yeah,
that's my shtick.
Yeah, they could do their first. They could do like a joint aside where they're both like, "What?"
That actually is a really good shout.
Insane.
Someone else watching them.
Yeah. That would be such a good way to revive her character as well. Wouldn't it? That would bring so much love back into She-Hulk and kind of just take away kind of like there was storyline problems with that, but I think that would be perfect.
And that her series naturally was more adult in nature in parts.
Yeah,
they discuss sex a bit more openly than they would do.
Internals they did.
Yeah, to be fair,
Lee,
full on sex scene there.
Why'd you keep swearing, Lee? Stop bringing up Eternals, mate.
We don't use the E word here.
I mentioned that.
No, it wasn't sex. I'm not worried about sex, Lee. Eternals, mate. How dare you?
Excuse me. That's how Deadpool 3 is shaping up, and to me, all the movies that have been announced so far that has to be the one I'm like most excited for
100%.
coming up. Besides, Guardians of the Galaxy, that has to be the next one, especially if we've got Loki. Which another rumor I did see, which is probably a bit of a stretch and probably a bit fan thing, is that I can't pronounce her name, but Jean Grey from the original X-Men might be making an appearance too.
Cool.
But with Loki, like he said, it'd be perfect, especially him talking to him like, "You're really annoying."
Yeah.
Like,
it'll be amazing. It'll be really amazing. I think. And also, actually, we were talking about Loki. Looking at Thor, have we heard anything since Thor: Love and Thunder about?
Well, we've heard news that Chris Hemsworth's taking a bit of a break, isn't he? Because he's found out he's got a bit of a medical condition. I think it's got something to do with
Alzheimer's. Very early Alzheimer's.
Oh wow! Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But he said he's taking a break from acting, which everything's been announced coming up. Like, there's nothing I could really see. I wish Thor was in this. No. Like, to me, the next appearance was going to be Kang Dynasty.
Yeah. It's time for that, and there'll be even more time for that now.
Yes, there will be.
Yeah.
But actually, it's for another character that we haven't heard diddly about is Kate Bishop.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just like.
That was she was amazing. I loved the character of Kate Bishop. So it'd be really intriguing where she feel like she'd pop up. Yeah, exactly. Maybe something like Echo would be her best shout of popping up, I suppose.
It's kind of it's one of those things as well where you kind of go, they've got all these wonderful characters that they're kind of established but haven't really fully fleshed out yet. That they've got opportunity to bring them into these TV series, but like, when you're a writer, where and when do you do that? When you've got to focus on new characters and introducing new plot lines and stuff. So
talking about that, and Lee, I keep saying this to Matt in real life, right? Where the fuck is the Harry Styles and the troll character coming from? We saw them once
I know.
In an end credit scene and have never ever heard of them again.
No, and don't forget the fact that there's a giant robot alien judging the planet right now with half the internals somewhere off planet.
Yeah,
happening at the same time. Actually, did you guys, speaking of those giant head robot aliens, did you hear that? What the rumor is? What the plot will be for Captain America 4?
Oh no.
So the rumor for the plot will be the fact that head that's currently in Earth that's never been mentioned again except in a newspaper. There's a giant floating head. Is that there will be a power struggle on people trying to mine the head because the fact that in there is I don't know, either antimantium, Wolverine's claws, or more of Cap's shield.
Oh.
And that will become a new battle of who will have this superpower. So almost sort of like Wakanda Forever, like who's got the biggest stick.
Who's going to take this? Yeah.
And that's another one as well. When are we going to get more information in regards to what's his face, the enemy,
Namor.
One of my favourite new characters, Namor.
Hey, here's a really cool villain that we've done a lot with that's really menacing. When can I see him again? That's the best part. You don't.
Yeah. Oh God. Yes. So.
Well, to be honest, this might be like Namor might just like come in and go, yeah, Jonathan Majors is gone now. It's all about Namor. Namor will be a part of
the Namor dynasty.
The Namor dynasty. No more dynasty. Boom.
Oi! Take a bow, Lee. Take a bow.
Is amazing.
What a lovely bit of business.
That is a good bit of business. And I tell you what, I think that's a perfect way to finish off the first monthly episodes of our MCU and DC news. We need a new theme tune, I think.
Love that.
Amazing. Yeah, I think it's been great. I think there's lots. I think there's still obviously lots to develop in terms of Jonathan Major's story. So we'll find out about that. But like, I think we'll have to wait and see.
That'll be interesting to see how that's all going to come about, and if Disney or Marvel make a press release.
Yeah, I'm imagining that will be the next step. So hold out, and we'll find out for next month's roundup. This has been awesome. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been great to have you on board, Lee, mate. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invite. Always a pleasure, and I can't wait until next time.
Oh, wow, we were.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get a wow, we were. That's like your catchphrase now. I've got to say it. That's your catchphrase.
Oh, wow, we were. Oh, wow, we were. Good bit of business, and wow, we were. Get it in each pod. Love it. All right, Thea is singing us out.
She's singing us out. You're going to sing?
That's the new theme.